You know, when I was growing up, my mother always had a saying that when something was easy, you go down the primrose path. And I think she meant that it was just, it was colorful and just so inviting. And that's what I think of when I think of primrose, which is an evergreen perennial. An evergreen, the fact that it does bloom early in spring and even under the snow. But the most unusual thing about the primroses are their coloring. As you can see on the little sample here that we're going to do today, and then what I've put on the side here, the colors they come in are just magnificent. And so I like to try to replicate that. So I'm going to use some of the pan pastels in the, a hot pink, because I've used a pink shade. And I'm going to just add some pink to the lighter pink there to give it some depth. Now the other thing about these is I've started with a darker color there, but this yellow goes right over top and shows up just as brightly as if it was on white paper. So I've got the petals there and they've been colored. Let's remove this and put them up on the molding mat. Besides the petals, we're going to take the calyx, and it's a 5-flower calyx or 5 projection calyx that will hold 5 petals, as you can see in the packaging. We're going to use the medium ball stylus, place it in the center. So I'm going to just stir the calyx and get it to pop up a bit, and I'm going to set that aside and then take the petals and using the small or the large end, whatever more comfortable to you. I like, because this is a little smaller petal, that I'm going to shape it by pulling down from the outer edge towards the stem end, not holding it down very tightly, and really getting some nice shaping in there. So once you have shaped your petal, take the tweezers from the toolkit and hold on to that pinch, and then you just take and bend out those outer petals a bit to give it some shape, because nothing should look flat. It could look like it kind of cascades down. Now if we move everything to the non-stick pad, and I'm going to place the calyx right there, I'm going to hold that in place and then just dip your petal into the glue, and you add 1 petal on top of there. And you're going to continue around as I've done. Here's 5 of them here. Let me take that petal, and I'm actually going to use it again to add the 5th one onto here. So you've got your 5-petal flower, and you can set that aside to dry, and we'll do the little stamen that's in the center. And this is probably one of the tiniest stamens I've ever made, but it does, if you look at the sample here, it's just that little tiny center that shows up. But yes, you are going to take your very unique scissors with the sharp points that come in the kit, and you're going to cut each one of those projections in half. Hold on to that little tab end and add a little bit of glue across the band part of the calyx, or the stamen, sorry, and roll it up. And try to take and fan it out a bit, because I know they're tiny, but those little projections, if you can see, I fanned it out. And I like to use my tweezers to hold onto the head there, because they are so tiny. And I'm just going to dip it ever so lightly in the glue, and then into the yellow Woodland Scenics pollen. And then on the one we'll add another one here that's going to be finished. We're going to dip in glue, and that goes right in the center. So I can place these together on my project, because these do grow in clusters, and they do spread over time. So you can make them as wide as you want on your project. And then we're going to work on our leaves. Now they're on the leaf pad, and using the leaf tool, these have very wrinkly leaves, and that's what they're known for. They're elongated and wrinkly. So I'm going to try to get that look by first adding the stem line on the, I'm going to color it on the right side there, and then before I bend it, I'm going to use my if you can see on these how tight, I'm going to put these really close together, these vein lines, because it will make it look more wrinkly to have them tighter than spaced apart. So maybe about 1/8 of an inch to 1/16 of an inch. I mean, they're pretty close together. And then simply use your tweezers to bend on that stem end. Place it, we'll move this out of the way, place it back onto your pad, and you're going to use your medium ball to rough it up a bit and really get a wrinkly look. And then it's just a matter of, now that your flowers are in place, going back and tucking these petals of leaves, or these leaves, into place around your flowers, around the petals. There's 3 different leaves that come in the packaging, but you can cut as many as you want to add that look of a cluster. And there you have, go down your own primrose path and have a happy day.